Well, hello there, everybody. It's Ricky from the Two Birds and a Third Football Podcast. Except we're not talking about football, we're talking about basketball. And what I want to discuss is Sam Hinkie. Is he a genius or is he an idiot? Well, the thing is we don't know yet. Sam Hinkie pretty much has instituted this new revolutionary plan to rebuild the 76ers known as the process. In essence, the process is a 5-year plan for the most part to try and acquire as much talent as possible through the NBA draft by trading away assets to acquire more draft picks. The idea is that if you can get a top level draft pick, you can get a high you got a higher chance of acquiring a superstar possibly. The problem is that when it comes to Philadelphia is that we don't know if some of these players will become superstars or not. I'm mostly referring to Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons because with Joel Embiid, he's shown flashes of being a very good player and possibly a superstar level player. It's just he hasn't been on the floor due to injury. Now, what I want to do is first I want to show you the assets that Philadelphia had before Sam Hinkie was hired. And it should be coming up on the screen right now. Now, I want you to compare this to the assets that they had, and I'm talking about draft picks, post Sam Hinkie, and it's going to pop up right now. As you can see, pretty much they nearly doubled, if not tripled. I can't math, so I don't know how many whatever. Point is that the 76ers gained so many assets and through Sam Hinkie's tenure it's incredible. And just keep in mind that some of these have exceptions to their some of these first round picks have exceptions. Just recently with the Lakers, basically if it wasn't a top 3 pick, the 76ers would get that pick. And it didn't really work out for them, but oh well. The point is though is that there's two determinations for Sam Hinkie. He was a genius or he was an idiot. Now, the verdict is still out if he's a genius or an idiot. Now, the thing is that he's not an idiot in getting the assets. You can call him an idiot for basically trading every single asset without them actually, developing, i.e., the players. But if you think about it, in this league, there are 3 possible ways of acquiring a superstar, and you need a superstar to at least contend for a playoff spot, and possibly, and it's a necessary thing for a championship. Now, the first way is through free agency, probably the most simple way to get a superstar, but the problem is, and I'm going to just refer this in the position of the 76ers, is that your team isn't good, so a superstar is not going to play for you unless there are incentives going for him, like, oh, I wanted to play for the 76ers, or Philadelphia is my hometown and I want to play for my hometown, etc. The point is that this isn't a very good way for it's a good way in a sense, but it's not likely you're going to get a superstar. The second way is through a trade, which is the most probably the most dangerous out of these 3, in that you're trading away assets to get a superstar, but you don't know how that's going to pan out. What happens if the pick you had basically could have ended up being a Kevin Durant or LeBron James like player? Then you pretty much miss out on that player because you traded away that draft pick. Heck, the superstar might get hurt. You might be in the last year of a contract and you might leave. Some of those things are circumstances that might lead to a trade being not working out and being very dangerous. The last way and the most primary aspect of the process is getting assets through the draft, or superstars through the draft, excuse me. And this is the most complex way per se to get a superstar, in that you it's a crapshoot. You don't know, unless you have extremely well scouting, if the player is going to be a superstar or not. Now, in my opinion, I think that Sam Hinkie is a genius in that you get all these assets, and guess what? You probably will get a superstar, or you at least get a decent role player to help your team out. Now, with Sam Hinkie basically gutting his franchise on purpose in order to get these draft picks, I can understand why people call him an idiot. It's like, hey, I want to win now. I want to get to the playoffs. Come on, I want a title. I understand that, but you got to understand the process is a process. So it's going to take time. And considering, I believe the process started in 2013 or 2012, so technically the process should have concluded. We'll have to find out. But the thing is that if Joel Embiid stays healthy, Ben Simmons stays healthy, and basically all the other role players can remain healthy and they can play well, Philadelphia should have no problem getting at least an 8th seed. It's all a matter of how these players develop. I think Joel Embiid is definitely a very good player, and I think he has superstar potential. It's just he needs to remain healthy. That's the biggest problem with the Sixers, is that some of these players get injured and they end up being in this limbo where we don't know how the team is. Philly is one of the most interesting teams in the NBA, and that we don't know their status because their players, or their draft pick players, aren't playing because they've been injured. We saw what Joel Embiid has done, and I think he can help that team. It's just, what about the other players? Can Ben Simmons turn out? Can Joel Embiid turn out? Can Dario Saric play out? Well, he has been playing pretty well. The point is we don't know how Philly is going to turn out. For all we know, Philly might end up going into the Dark Ages for a longer period of time, or they might end up becoming the next big contender in the East. But for now, we don't know the status of the 76ers, and we don't know if Sam Hinkie will be known as a genius that saved the city of Philadelphia, or he's an idiot that pretty much left the team in turmoil for years to come. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed my little discussion on Sam Hinkie and a couple of things relating to the Sixers. Now, if you want to go check out our other content, please make sure to do so. Now, we also had a podcast with Saints Uptown with me, Hank, and Saints Uptown on Sunday. And I hope you guys can go check it out. We discussed New Orleans Saints football, the status of the Saints, and basically any other topics regarding the NFL. Please go check that out when you get the chance. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.